Hello everybody, MLD here. Now this video is about, I'd say a lot of little things, but once they add up, Xbox will have the last laugh this year. I am extremely confident of that. Now, mind you, right now, it may not look like that. You got PlayStation fanboys, they're shouting from the rooftops about Returnal's Metacritic score. Okay guys, congrats, but let's not get ahead of ourselves here, okay? That is one game at the end of April that you got, okay? Destruction All-Stars, that flopped. MLB, it's on Xbox, and it was also on Game Pass. So, it took you guys 5 months, almost 5 months, to get something decent, okay? You guys have your moment, but this year is not over. So, this will all be in the video description, but I'm just going to rapid fire all these little points that paint a very rosy picture for Xbox later in the year. Now, Forza Horizon 5. Rumor, it'll be set in Mexico and come out this year. Perfect. Forza Horizon 4 was by far the most popular entry, and this one should replicate that, given how quality the IP is. Starfield, 2021 copyright, that news came out. And you have all these other insiders saying the same thing. It's going to come out this year. And that's exactly what Xbox needs. They need a new IP, a new mega IP from Bethesda, a Western RPG. Something more than just the staples like Halo, Forza, and Gears of War. This is what you need to bring in new players into Xbox. Speaking of that, Age of Empires 4. It's their PC play. Because, again, PC is by far their most untapped market, and this appeals exactly to them. Do I care that it's on Xbox? I honestly don't. Because if I want to, I can use my own laptop and use Xcloud and play Age of Empires there as well. Point is, it's bringing those guys, the PC crowd, into Xbox. Perfect. Then you got Windows, Microsoft. They're shaking up the Windows Store sometime this year. They're taking less of a dev cut to encourage more developers to put games on there. Hey, that's great. Every little bit helps. Xcloud expansion. It's on iOS and PC beta. Hopefully it should be out of beta by the fall. And there's even those rumors about Xcloud on USB sticks or Xcloud pre-installed on Smart TVs. Whatever gets the brand out there. And even if it's adopted by a fraction of people not in Xbox before, that is new people coming in, and it will only grow year after year. Then you got Halo with the PC update. Those screenshots, beautiful. And just the way that they appeal to the PC crowd with those PC built from the ground up stuff, that's exactly what they need to do. If you respect PC gamers, they'll respect you in kind with their time and money. And Halo Infinite will do just that. And speaking of that, with Halo, MCC numbers came out. 10 million people on PC have played the game. That's great. And they even said that most of those people were new to the franchise. I firmly believe that the PC crowd, via on Windows Store, Steam, whatever, will profit Halo Infinite by itself. That's how big Halo is going to be on PC. And I think a lot of people, especially the PlayStation guys, they're really sleeping on how big Halo Infinite will be. Also take into account the free-to-play multiplayer, the low barrier requirement to play this game, especially being on Game Pass. It's going to dwarf anything they can produce in terms of number of players playing the game. So you'll see for yourselves, but I already got my smug face ready. So I'll make that video. I'm waiting to make that video. I'm just itching to make that video. So then on top of the first-party stuff, though, Microsoft, they're even making these AAA third-party deals. So if it wasn't aggressive enough that they've invested all these billions into their first party, they're doing all these other deals too, whether it's published or straight up bought timed exclusivity. The more, the merrier. And then you got, just taking into account the Steam adoption rate. People say that Xbox supply shortages will happen for some time. That might be more of an issue for Sony, but for Xbox, that won't be much of an issue at all. Considering how Steam adoption rates, they really buy all the major Xbox first-party stuff that comes out. So take into account Game Pass, take into account the Windows Store, and just take into account the sheer number of people on Steam that are getting more and more used to playing first-party games for Xbox. Fantastic. Everything that will bring the brand more players, make it bigger. it's gonna be crazy. Then you got their financial quarter statement that came out, and how all these, I'm sure you've heard all before, how the Xbox is posting record growth, these positive percentage boosts here and there. What I find interesting is that from January to March, there was zero first-party content that came out. The Xbox brand is thriving just on itself, just on its own steam. So if it's good this January to March, imagine next January to March when all the spillover sales and activity is coming from Halo Infinite and Starfield and Forza. Like if the slow months produce this much good results, that should only tell you how far and high the Xbox brand will rise. And it's just, but there's also the little games that are also peppering the year. I mean, you got summer with, hopefully Grounded is finished. Then you got Flight Sim for console. Then you got Stalker 2, CrossfireX, the other third-party time deals. So it's not like it's just going to be Halo, Starfield, and Forza Age of Empires. They're peppering the year with a lot of games. Some high-profile, some indie. But the point is, like, they're really saving their best guns for the second half of this year. I mean, not that I'm complaining. I'm burning through my backlog still. Like, I'm still gaming pretty good. That's what Game Pass is all about. See, something that the other guys, they don't seem to get that. Like, they need a first-party game to play something. Like, whereas we just say, what's on Game Pass? I'll just play something here. Something you haven't tried before. So I think I cannot wait to be the smuggiest of smug. But overall, though, let's take one thing at a time. Let's wait for E3, guys. Because E3, that double feature, it'll be a total of 3-hour runtime. And it's going to put all those bad narratives to rest. So, let's see what happens. See you guys.